Hi everybody. So I wanted to take a moment and I wanted to make a video for my little 57 custom champ that I've been playing now for about 3 weeks. Right now it is turned up to about 6.5. Okay. The only thing I've done to it besides being stock is I switched the preamp tube from a 12AT7 to a 12AX7. Okay. There's a pedal board on the floor. I will not be using the pedal board. During the demo, I will turn on that reverb pedal, though, just to give you a little bit of that. I have plugged it into a 4x12 big cabinet, but it really sounds just so much better through the little 8-inch speaker. Also, what I normally do is I put a pillow in front of it, like that. Sorry about the bad camera work. And then as I warm up, I usually move it about just, I use that as my muffle, so about like that, okay? So I'm going to have about 1/3 of the speaker showing of the way through. Again, pardon my bad camera work, but I'm going to be using humbuckers on a Les Paul 2016 standard. And just wanted to show you kind of, now that it's 3 weeks old, has had a chance to break in what it sounds like, because I normally play a Mesa Mark V through that half stack you saw. And this little son of a gun is so impressive to play that 412 half stack and then miss playing this. Like, I'm so excited to play this little son of a gun, it's not even funny. So, first things first. Because I'm playing it with humbuckers, you don't need to put it on 12. When I first bought it, it had a 12AT7 on it. And with the 12AT7 and a Stratocaster, you just turned it on 12. And everything was magic. You just, you could just poke around all you wanted to. And you could just put your volume on like 3, it was clean. 6, it's killing you. And 9, it's going crazy, But it was a little raw at first. Of course, there's no reverb with it. And now that it's starting to break in, there's such a sweetness to it, it's not even funny. I describe the full-blown, when it's warmed up, sound that's coming out of it as my favorite sound on the planet. I don't know, because I'm just recording this on an iPhone, if you're going to be able to capture that, but here's a typical, just a simple A minor. So, I mean, that's just a power chord kind of thing. The sound that comes out of it, it's like an electric rubber band flamethrower. It's the greatest distortion sound I've ever heard. And I do like it better with the AX7 in it. Now only turned to about 6.5. What I do is this. I'll play something after the amp's warmed up. Just like that. I'll just play something just to really push it. And I'll just turn it up until I start hearing the rectifier start to give way, and then that's where I know my volume is good. So if I'm playing something like Joe Walsh, there's the part of Rocky Mountain Way where you're going. And if you haven't done it with that kind of amp, and it's giving way and the rectifier's barely hanging on and you can hear it kind of doing one of these. It's just the most fun I've ever had. So now I'm going to do a little bit of that for you in a moment, but I want to show you how useful it is. So right now it's cranked at 6.5. Now it's cranked because I've got, again, an aftermarket tube, a 12AX7, not a 12AT7, which gives it more gain, and I think it also gives it more volume. And I'm using humbuckers. So if you're a Stratocaster person, Telecaster person, single coil person, you're going to just do the same thing as I'm doing right now, but you're going to just have it on 12, right? So, so I'm going to play a little. What I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to go click on my reverb delay pedal real quick, okay? And by the way, since it's a newer amp, I don't know what they do, but it takes pedals very well. Volume down. down. So with my volume on just about half, it's just clean and nice, and you can play clean with it excellently. You can play, you know, clean breakup, bluesy sounds all day long, and it's so nice. You just switch the amp on. There's only a volume knob. Again, if you're using a single coil, you're just going to put it on 12, and then you just do everything with your volume knob on your guitar. It's definitely loud enough to play with against a drum set in a live situation. I put a pillow, it's still got the pillow in front of it right now. Without the pillow, you go to bed at night and your ears ring. The combination of the little it's got 5 watts, a preamp tube, power tube, and a rectifier tube. And that little speaker, that 8-inch speaker, is just making the secret sauce. Like I said, I plugged it into a 412 cabinet on a 4-ohm load, and doesn't have that same magic because half the magic is the power tubes being overdriven and the rectifier tube giving everything it has. The other half of the magic is that 8-inch speaker they designed in there giving everything it has. And the two things together just make it like... Let me shut the reverb pedal back off. Anyway, I can't say enough good things about that little amp. I mean, they're a little pricey. They're $1,000, but it has a nice little cover. It's got the tweed finish. When you look at it, you can tell it's hand-built. In 10 years, if you keep playing it the way I'm playing it, basically just let it, you know, let it rip. It's going to sound better than it sounded when it was brand new. And there's no reason it shouldn't last for a long, long time because there's only about 2 dozen components inside, and the smallest thing is about the size of a AAA battery. So anyway, hats off to Fender on this one. Love it, love it, love it. I've never had so much fun playing classic rock and things like that. And again, you know, sometimes, especially if you're one of those guys who's stuck with a modeling amp and you've been doing nothing but dicking around with sounds and settings and reverbs and delays and phasers and tremolos and all this kind of stuff, and you find yourself playing with the sound more than just playing, nothing better than an amp with just turn the knob up and plug in your guitar. Best thing ever. So my heart's out to this thing. It's wonderful. I recommend it a lot. Thanks for watching.